right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. What is Gucci Manucci's? Welcome to the Half Court Podcast. I am Darwin. We got AV behind the camera, and today we got Top Bins, the man behind Top Bins, man. Welcome to the podcast, brother.
Hey, man, appreciate that. I feel really honored and excited to be here today. One and only AV and Darwin. So thank you guys for having me, man.
Yeah, your name is Jorge, right?
Yeah, Jorge.
Okay.
Just everybody calls me George.
George, okay.
Since I was little, so he just stuck.
Yeah, okay, because I always just Top Bins. That's all I see when I see your name and shit. So it's like, yeah. So tell the people, man, what you got going on with this, and just let's go from there.
Yeah, man, I own Top Bins, run Top Bins, Top Bin Sales or Top Bins, however you want to call this. I think it's just known by Top Bins, but it's an online page, run through Instagram and Facebook, sell a lot of new and used sports jerseys. Well, I think we kind of expanded. It started with sports jerseys, but now we'll do like sports hoodies, warm-ups, just that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I guess sports apparel is really what we do, but new and used, you know, if you're looking for anything, hit me up. I got you, man.
Yeah, so you started this how long ago?
Started this in April of 2020.
So last year.
Damn,
really?
Yeah, man. So
it feels like it was longer than that.
It took off, man. And I will say, like, when I started this, it's kind of around the time when I found you guys as a Half Court podcast. So I said, within the first year of me being open or have this thing going on, I want to be on the podcast. So I accomplished that. So thank you guys for giving me that.
Appreciate
give me that opportunity.
Appreciate you,
Hit
man.
that motherfucking clap button.
It's somewhere around here. Which one? Oh, shit, I got it. No, I hit the wrong by accident.
Scissorhead said, "Y'all need to learn that fucking board, man."
I know, it's just lazy. The laziness in me, man. I gotta put label them that way I know which one is which. But
that's dope. That was a goal. And
yes, bro. Like, and I remember because when we were selling our merch, you know, you were very supportive.
First round of merch.
Yeah. First, second, you know what I'm saying? So like, we appreciate that. And I remember you talking about it like, hey, I'm gonna start. You know, I'm starting this business, selling jerseys and this and that. I'm like, hell yeah, bro, go for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep posting. And the content's been there, you know what I'm saying? Like, you've been posting shit, and it's like, I can see it, you know? So how from the year that you started, which was last year, you're about to be a year, man. It's crazy. So how was how's it been for you, the experience and the whole transition?
Pros and cons.
I think it's been, more than anything, it's been a learning experience because, you know, if you've never had any business background, you don't know exactly what you're doing. So when you start, you're just like, man, I have all these ideas. But it's not until you put them into effect that you're like, oh man, this works, or man, this doesn't work, or you know, kind of like I said, the pros and cons. So I think for me, I just took it as a learning experience. I just tried different things to see what would work and what wouldn't. So I don't think it was like pros and cons. Up until this point, it was just more of a learning experience. It was like an experiment. Yeah, it was more like an experiment because I don't know if you guys have seen to the page, like the first pictures that I've posted, my background was like just a white towel. So that's when I started realizing like presentation is huge, especially when you're selling this type of merchandise. If somebody's not there to actually see it, you have to give the best picture possible to get people to sell it. You know, it's like you have two shoes, you have some that stand out and you have some that just kind of blend in. You're going to want the ones that stand out. So it took me a while to kind of like learn that. And now if you see my pictures, they're like in a background of grass or like I have them hung up. So it just took me a while to learn. I think I've learned a lot, and I've come a long way from that first post up to my most recent post.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Damn. It's been quite the process here. So, like, when you started this business, you're starting from scratch. So how are you able to scale it? Like, what is your strategy as far as, like, getting
clients? Like, how do you
get clients?
How'd you get your client?
I think that I will say this. I was very, very blessed because, you know, growing up, I've always played soccer. So I'm big on the soccer community. I know many, many people. So I kind of felt like right off the back, I was going to have enough support to at least be stable. But I never thought that it would be to this scale because kind of through the past year, I've met people like you guys, Half Court Podcast, Hernandez, what's it called? Attorney Hernandez. We know Maspollo. A lot of people know Maspollo, but like through him, we collaborated. He helped me a lot. G-Fits, which is Leo.
Yeah, shout out to them boys.
G-Fits.
Shout out to Babyface Leo, man.
Yeah.
Calist, you know, El Mono Loco, which he sells candy. Yeah. Dylan, like, I was able to, I knew them to a certain extent, but it wasn't until I did this that we started, like, giving me tips or giving each other tips. So that kind of helped me even broaden my, not just saying
network.
My network, but my customer base. Yeah. And that's where I started with like basketball, baseball, hockey.
So you kind of saw a niche already for it. Like you saw like You were like, if I do this, I know there's a bunch of people at indoor or whatever that
Right.
would buy it. So
Right. Like I knew the need was there and I knew I can get it done. It was just like, once I do it, how do I take that next step? So all I did was create it. People started reaching out. I started reaching out to people. And then one thing led to another. And, you know, it just kept growing.
So did you have the Top Bins, the brand, like were you selling shirts before you had Top Bins? Or you started Top Bins and then you started selling shirts?
So, so this is how it all started. So around the time, I think it was April, was when kind of COVID had all started. Well, March, April. So I work at a call center and we got sent home. So I was working from home and, you know, put a customer on hold. I get up, go do this, go do that. So I had all this extra time. And I was just like, man, like, I need to do something because if not, I'm going to go crazy. You know, I got my wife at home. I got my kids at home. And I need something just to kind of, like, keep me away from all this. So what I did is we used to live in a 2-bedroom apartment. And I had a bunch of clothes, man. Bunch of clothes, bunch of shoes. And we had no space. Like, that closet that we had in our room was my stuff. Nothing but my stuff. So she for the longest time, she was like, hey, you probably need to get rid of some of this clothes. You probably need to get rid of some of this clothes. And I was like, you know what? Fine. Let me go ahead and debulk and just get some of that stuff out. And a lot of that clothes like has still tags on it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do like a kind of like a little experiment. Like 1 week, I'm just gonna take a bunch of pictures, post them on Instagram. And if they sell, then that's extra money in my pocket.
But this was on your personal account?
This was on my personal account, yeah. So for 1 whole week, I just posted a bunch of shirts, hoodies, shorts, shoes. Bro, I kid you not, most of it sold within like the first 3 days. So then they kind of like got the ball rolling, like, hey, like, ding. Yeah, like, ding, like, I could probably make something happen. It's just, what do I do? And, you know, since I was like 15, 16, I was big on jerseys. I just love jerseys. Like, you know, what they mean, what they look like, they're just cool. And she was like, well, how about you sell some of those jerseys? Because I had like 150. Like, I kid you not, my collection was huge. And she was like, come on, do it. And I was like, you know what? Fine, let me do it. So we were at Walmart. I still remember because I had these weird names, man. I was just like, let me try this. Let me try this. So that's when the idea came, like, let me start my own different page and just kind of see where it goes. But the name wasn't there. The logo wasn't there. And I told my brother, and I was like, hey, like, I'm trying to do this, this, and this, and this. I was like, but I don't know what to call it. And this dude's like, Top Bin Sales. Or he said Top Bins. And I'm like, bro, Top Bin Sales. And if you don't know how, like, I guess, soccer background, Top Bins is just like an upper 90. So, like, when somebody kicks it in the corner where nobody can get it. So that's just, like, it's cool in soccer because it's like, oh, my God, you're able to get it up there, you know. So for me, it was like, dude, Top Bin Sales. Like, that's a cool name. It's catchy. It's cool. Let's go. So at that point, I had the name. That was a Friday. I don't know if you guys seen the first Top Bin logo that I had. It was a picture I found on Google. Like, I just found it on Google. I thought it was cool.
I remember some of it, but exactly I don't. Because I remember when you transitioned to that, but I don't remember the initial logo.
It was just something I found on Google, man.
Yeah.
Like, I kid you, I found it on Google and I said, cool, I got a logo, I got a picture.
Yeah.
And then after a while, I started growing. I was like, nah, man, I need to get my own logo because I don't know who it belongs to. I don't know if there's going to be any legal problems. So I think everything happened so smoothly and so easily. It's just crazy. But that's kind of how it all started. The name came from my brother. Everything else, I kind of just...
Everything, it sounds like everything kind of fell in place, but you had already done some work, though. Like, you bought a bunch of jerseys. So,
yeah.
Like, that's why it felt so smooth, because you had already done a bunch of work before you actually launched the thing. That's crazy.
I think it all started because I already had the product. Even though I didn't want to get rid of it, I knew that I had to condense at least my own personal collection. Because I kept like 40. I still have 40 that I'm not going to sell or give away. But I think that's what made it easy is I didn't have to go out and get the product. I had the product already. It was just getting it out there or getting the word out there for people to know, like, hey, he's doing this.
And that's crazy because there might be some people out there that have a bunch of shit in their attic that they don't even know that they can sell. Like,
bro, there's a lot of things you can sell. Like, if you like some of those pops, bro, like I collect them, bro. Some of them go for money.
It's so crazy when you talk about like collecting shit and what it's worth. Like that Pokemon Charizard. Oh have you seen that shit?
Yes.
So that's basically passive income without even.
Yeah.
It's like gold, kind of, right?
But my thing with that is like, I mean, Pokemon's legendary. I grew up watching Pokemon. And Charizard obviously is everybody's favorite Pokemon, right? But damn, like 300,000 is it more than that?
I think it started at that. I think it might be like $500,000 now.
That guy from Valuetainment, I don't know if you guys watch YouTube, but there's this channel called Valuetainment. His name is Patrick something. He said that he at some point bought like $1 million baseball card or some shit. it was like 2 in the world.
It's ridiculous, man. The way
But
that
then
shit
now
works.
there's only 2 in the world, bro. So
That's the thing. When you buy these stuff, like, you know, when I bought the jerseys or when I buy the pops or even the trading cards, I buy them for me, like, because I like them, because I want them, not because I'm thinking later down the road they're going to be worth some money. Like, do you think when you, like, when we were growing up, because I was big on Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon cards, do you really think that a Charizard was going to be worth like $300,000 in 10 years? Like, no, you don't think that. It's just something that kind of happens and gains value as you go. But if you have it, you're lucky. Like, there's stuff like that.
Like, who did takes, like, the value of that shit, you know?
I would say the consumer.
Like, 10 years ago, that shit wasn't worth nothing.
Supply and demand, or supply. There's not enough supply of it, so that's why it's worth so much, because there's only 2 of them in
like,
the
who
world.
did takes and say, oh, this Charizard is gonna be worth? It starts at 300,000.
The owner, the owner
And the consumer.
The owner? You think it's the owner that?
The owner's the one that puts the price, right? If you want it, you want it. If not,
But the consumer is the one that's willing to pay it.
yeah. So it has to be. You have to
look at Yeezys.
Yeah.
They're worth what, 225 retail, but then resale can go up to 1,000.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I feel like that's like a new wave kind of, I don't know. I mean, I don't know shit about fashion and all that, but like yesterday we went to go visit season clothing.
Yeah.
And what he was saying is that they drop in like packages, basically like bundles. So it'll be like this drop, and then somebody might go in there and buy everything, like a jacket, a fucking, but it's just that exclusive drop. I'm like, oh, that's.
Look at the PS5. Look how much it's going for now, and look how much it came out for. Like
the PS5, they've been able to work on some kind of strategy to get to the point where it's like crack. That PS5 is like crack. They took the leverage from the PS4, which was selling like crazy. It kicked Xbox ass by a big margin. And then take that same leverage and develop it within the PS5, because it's like crack, bro. Everybody was like, you know, I got this PS5 and like, you know, I'm selling it and this and that. And it's like, it's crazy how they're able to market that shit to the point where it's like crack. Same with the iPhone.
I think they were smart because they did it in limited quantity.
Yeah.
Because look,
that's what Apple does too.
Yeah. Like they dropped so many of it, and look how crazy people are going. Like even after the fact, there were smaller drops, and instantaneously they dropped. Like I would go in there just to take a look, and 5 seconds in, sold out. And it was like Best Buy, what was it, GameStop, like all these other stores had them and sold out within seconds. So it's like, dude, like they're smart.
The supply and demand just gets crazy. That's
ridiculous,
what it
man. It's crazy how it works, and it's so weird because in a situation where, you know, you got COVID and like pockets are a little tight, it seems like there's not a gap, because even with the whole situation and shit, like people still go and buy their iPhones. People still go and buy their, you know, like their PlayStations and shit. I don't know if it's
priorities.
Yeah, it's just
some people's priorities.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's mind blowing.
That's how they pass. That's their form of fun. Like that's or everybody has their different ways, I guess. Like, fuck, you know, people buy weed, alcohol, and fuck.
Yeah. Instead of eating, some people do that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's priorities.
So you started strictly with soccer jerseys. That's what
that's what started it. But I knew in my head, like, if I'm gonna grow, or like, and that's the crazy thing. When I started, I never had a plan or a vision. I just said, I want to do something. I'm tired of working for myself. I want to see. Growing up, I always wanted to do something for myself. I just never knew what. You know, I tried different things. It never worked out. And it wasn't until this that it's.
You wanted to be a boss.
I want to be a boss. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you know, I tried different things and it never worked up until this. And you know, kind of like, I was conscious in the back of my head, like, nothing's worked for me. What do I think that this is going to work? And once it took off, I'm like, whoa, like.
You kind of couldn't believe it type shit?
Yeah, I kind of couldn't believe it because, you know, it's kind of like they say, do things with expecting the worst but hoping for the best, you know. So I had that mentality like, well, nothing's worked. I'm going to have that same mentality, but let me just hope for something different. Yeah. And it worked. And I was like, all right, well, now I got soccer, but if I want to get to where I want to get, I got to expand. Mm-hmm. So I think that's where I kind of messed up with the logo in a way, because it has a soccer ball. So I think if people see it, they're going to be like, oh, it's strictly soccer. But it's not until word of mouth or when I talk to people there, it's like, nah, I don't just do soccer. I do basketball, hockey, baseball, whatever you want, I can get it.
I mean, you could just change that fucking ball.
Oh, yeah, I can change it. And that's the thing. Whenever I went to
add the basketball, football, all this, baseball. That way people can just be like, it's everything.
Bins,
it's everything, you know. So you're doing this full time, or you still have your little?
I think I would say part-time or on the side because I still have my full-time job.
Yeah.
Like that's my bread and butter. And this is just kind of on the side.
Where you want to scale it eventually.
But you're still giving it your all, like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're still.
Yeah, like if I'm not working, I'm not doing anything, this is where my time goes. So like I don't think I have time wasted.
And see, that's good that people can hear that because I think a lot of people give that perception like when you're doing this type of stuff, you're already just making fucking stupid money. Like people see a podcast and they're like, oh, they must already.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, no, we're fucking. I still gotta go work. You know, I still gotta go figure out how to. This ain't paying all the bills. You know.
Yeah, it ain't paying the bills to be honest.
No.
You know, but it's a long-term vision that you have to like,
sacrifice. Like that.
And if you loving the journey, I mean, shit. Eventually, you know, we'll get to the point where it can be.
I feel like
full-time.
I haven't made money from it, but I've learned a shitload of stuff, man. A bunch of people, like
yes, valuable, and just
this is like almost like a master. Or no, I don't know if mastermind because we're not really masters at shit. But you know, it's like a meeting of minds. That's how I see it.
Hey, but you're getting a lot out of it because look, you're meeting all these great people that have great things. Like I kid you not, like all
positive things.
Yeah, all the things that I've gotten from this podcast because I watch it religiously, you know, like multiple times, and the things that I've gotten from the people that have been here, I could pay to go hear that stuff, but I don't. I get it for free, and you guys are doing it locally. Like that's crazy.
That's the crazy part.
So you're putting in work, but you're getting so much out of it. Not only are you learning all the things, and you know you're growing, you're getting that from people that are local, and you're getting it. I mean, I would say for free, but you're not because you're putting all the money into it. But you're getting something out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's you have to be willing to give to receive. Like, you know. So with this is like. I feel like we're doing the Gary V strategy.
Yep.
Give, you know, and eventually
it'll come back.
Yeah, it'll come back. So like as long as it's quality content, you know, and yeah, man, you just got to do it, you know, like start wherever you got to start. Like you started just with on your bed with a white sheet, you know, fuck it. You know, it'll map itself out basically. You just got to
I think as long as you have the vision and the will, everything just comes naturally because I think you guys had an idea, you guys put it together. It was in a garage. Who cares? I love that setup. It was cool. And look at where you guys at now. But you guys, it's kind of like me. I had a vision. I didn't know how to go about it. Say I'm gonna throw some things together. Everything else is gonna come, and it has. It has been really cool, and I think that's what it is. A lot of people don't understand like what goes into it until you actually start like the process of like, hey, let me build something or let me do something. It ain't as easy as just saying I'm gonna sell it. No, you have to have everything in a systematic or in a format for it to work. Because anybody can go try to sell something.
Si no va a valer just totally fucking shit.
Yeah,
man.
So when you
have you had any bad experiences where you just fucked up? Where you're like, fuck, it just.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah,
like I have suppliers now. Like that's the crazy thing. I've grown so big to where I have suppliers now. Like I don't have to go out and find the product. I can just call my guys and be like, hey, this is what I need. Do you got it? Yeah. Okay. And then we work it out. And there's been times where I've gotten the wrong thing. They telling me they have it, and then my order gets here, it's not here, and it might be like a present or it might be something for a team. Like it's happened a number of times.
How do you deal with those situations?
I gotta own up to it, man, because I'm the one that's promising something that's not being delivered. So either I replace it. If it's something that you have already and it just didn't last, or it has like the wrong spelling or a wrong number, I replace it for you. You know, I'm gonna own up to it. I replace it for you. If it's a team and it's something that I can't get right away, then I'll get you a discount on your next order. Like I just trying to make it right. You know, if I'm giving a refund, I'll give you most of your refund now. You know, if it's something that you cancel, I'm not going to give you a full refund back because you canceled. You know, like it took me the time to get the product and I still have the product, but I'll give you as much as I can. But if I messed up on it, I'll own up to it and try to do my best to fix it. And I think that's what makes people successful. If you own up to your mistakes and try to fix them, then you're going to be successful. If you're going to be a dick about it and be like, nah, it's not my fault, then you're not going to make it.
That's when people start just saying, fuck that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. We got to watch the algorithm.
Yeah. We're trying to chill out on these words and shit. Man. But so I'm fascinated by reselling because it's pretty much what you do is like you resell, you know. So for people that are wanting to get into it, like, do you have to start spending your own money to buy inventory, or how did you do it?
I think it depends on what you're trying to get into.
So let's say It can go. I think it's the same with clothing and like sneakers.
And that's I was gonna get to that because I started with my own stuff. So even though I spent it at one point, at this point,
because you like buying like clothes,
yeah,
and
like
shoes.
I've always been big on
Nobody
clothes
fronted
and-
you basically.
No,
you had
no,
your
no.
own
Like
work.
I've already had it, but it's because I like clothing, I like shoes, I like
Yeah.
just cool stuff like that. Like Yeezys, I'm big on Yeezys and stuff like that. So some of the stuff I've had, at this point, it's already accounted for. I spent $20 last year. It doesn't impact me if I spend $20 now. So I think for me it was a little bit easier. But I have started experimenting on shoes and pops and other things. So that I do have to front. So I think one is just knowing the product that you're trying to resell and knowing that the market is there for it and the profit is there. Because if it's not there, you're just wasting your time and wasting your money. But if sorry, I just
No, you're good. You're good.
I don't know if you guys saw the new Jordans that came out, the ones that have the adapt technology.
Oh, I seen.
So the adapt technology, you push the button and it's kind of like those Back to the Future. It tightens them up.
How the hell
or it
you
looks
got
them-
those? You got the plug, huh? Because
No.
I heard those are selling like crazy.
And I don't even have the plug. I just took the time to download the app, enter the raffle, and I got lucky and I won them.
Yeah.
But I knew that if I got
Shit.
those shoes, they were going to resell for some type of money. And, I sold them for profit by me just twiddling my thumbs. So I'm saying, like, if you know the product and you know that it can sell, anybody can make money. It's just you taking the time. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm so successful, because I will get up in the morning and go to the store. And if I can find something that I can resell, I'll get it. A lot of people rather sleep in or party the night before and won't get up early in the morning to go do that. I don't care about that. That's not what I'm in for. Let me go buy some stuff and resell it. So I think it's one, having the mindset, two, knowing the product and knowing that there's profit and just doing it.
Yeah.
How do you, I don't know if this is too much of a personal question, but how do you scale out how much profit? So like, do you double up? Do you make 3 times what you get it for? Or how do you?
It depends.
You just make
On the
it
demand, huh?
It depends.
On the demand.
Because like I said, even though I have my, what's it called? Man, I just went blank. The people that get my stuff for me, my suppliers, that's not the only way that I get my product. So I think I'm still in a stage in I guess in the business where I'm so hungry for success that I will go out of my way to find the product and do what I need to get it if it's gonna make me some sort of money. So I don't just use my providers. I will go out and if you got something you're selling, how much you want for it? Let's work something out. I'll go and resell it. So a lot of my sales have been like that, but it depends. I've made anywhere from $5 per item of up to almost $50 per item, but it really just depends on what the item is and what exactly I'm selling it for.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna, oversell something just to make $20. Like if it's gonna make me $5 in a quick sell, boom, let's get it done and over with. I'm not gonna miss you on $5.
Gotcha.
So like I think it just depends on what it is.
Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, it's all demand
And you're not really spending like
if I know
too much time building it, or it's like it's kind of like what's his name, Flip for Kicks.
Yeah.
I'm
Flip
like,
for
bro, or what is it? It's Ryan in them.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, this motherfucker has
Adrian.
a lot of shoes.
Yeah.
Like,
Adrian,
bro,
that
every day
motherfucker
just
going
food.
crazy.
I'm like, how?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
And I've talked to them, bro.
Well,
like
you too, bro. I'm like, how do you find these?
you make it happen, bro. And I think they're so good about it is negotiating. They're good at negotiating because I've had pop-up shops and they came out and supported and they've negotiated with me. And right off the back, I'm like, okay, well, you got these shoes I want. What can we work out on the side? So it's just negotiating,
Yeah.
We gotta have those motherfuckers.
It'd be cool,
They
man.
hustlers,
cool.
bro. They're hustlers.
They're hustlers for
Yeah.
sure. But I will say this: whenever my business started, and I think I was lucky and blessed that my business started of the profit that I made from me selling my clothes, because I made about $600. 300 went towards bills, and the other 300 I said, let me use that to now take the next step into this whole
Invest
business
in the
venture.
business.
Yeah, and like I said, I had product, so I had 150, I had 40, I had 110 jerseys to work with. At that point, I made more profit out of it, and instead of having just the 300, I had almost close to 1,000. So
you have a regular job, so you're able to use that money to just flip it and
that's the thing. I don't though. I don't use that because I don't want to get used to that or accustomed to that.
To what?
So, because what you're saying is I have money from my other job that
No,
I can use
what
to
I'm
this.
saying is like, since you have money from your other job, you can use the money that you're making off of jerseys flip.
Oh yeah,
invest in the business.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started with that money. I kind of made some calculations of how much I could potentially sell of what I already had, and then I just used that same thing to reinvest it in everything that I have, like shirts, stickers, just everything that I have has came all from that initial $300 that I made of what I sold. So it all started off that, and that's why I think it all just came together because I didn't come out of pocket. Everything that I have, top bins related, came from what I originally did, which is crazy to me. Because it doesn't always work out like that. Sometimes you do have to front up a bunch of money.
It came from your hobby, basically.
Yeah, it came from my hobby and something that I didn't know that has been in my closet for years that I could have always made money on. But it was just that light bulb and that.
So would you say your girl was a big reason why you?
100%. Like to this day, she's like, you owe me. You know, like, but it's true. Like if it wasn't for her being on my back all the time, like I would have never started this. I would still probably be right now playing PlayStation instead of using that time to make something productive or something that makes me happy.
Yeah, because it's once you have that idea, your mind is the one that triggers that like thought of like, is this gonna be good? Is it gonna fail? Because that's what like people fail. Like they don't start their business because they have that like they're scared of failure. Like what if I start this business and it doesn't go good? Then I'm gonna be a complete failure. And it's like, nah, like you got to go forward. And even if it's a failure, it's a lesson learned. You learn the business. You know what I'm saying?
Della Tape said, you don't take losses, you take lessons.
Exactly.
But I also think that that's generational and it's race-based. Like I think in the Hispanic communities, that's just what it is. And I think that's what we all need to break as a curse. Like stop thinking that way. Like try it. If it doesn't make it this time, try it again. Try something different until you find something that's going to work. Like why not, you know? So
I think if you really want to scale it, I'm no expert on this shit, but I've just been doing my research because I want to take my merch to the next level. But I think the way you're going to be able to take it to that next level is when you start your website.
Yeah.
When you start your website and you start dropping ads targeting people that are looking for sports, fitwear, or, you know, sneakers and stuff. So Shopify is my go-to and I've seen that, what we use. So, and if you go like on TikTok, I've been able to go on TikTok and see people that are successful in that business, but a lot of them use the Shopify, which is a good platform for that. And then just doing ads on Instagram and Facebook to target those people. So I would highly recommend that. I feel like that's going to be something that you can use instead of locally. Now you can expand. So have you thought about it?
I've looked into that. And like I said, I think I'm still just learning or taking everything in because I still don't know exactly what the end goal is or if there is an end goal. I just know I want to grow and build and you know, venture off into other things. I think this is just the main one because I do eventually kind of want to do like what Flips for Kicks is doing, like selling some type of shoes or pops. Like I just like stuff like that. And you know, Gary Vee makes it look fun. Like if you see his videos when he goes to like garage sales and then he goes and posts them and resells them, like that's cool. That's kind of what the stuff that I want to do. But I know this is right now my bread and butter. This is my baby, my main thing. So I've looked into a lot of different things. For sure, the website, the ads, because the ads just helps you expand and it helps you grow.
That I'm curious with the Shopify, and it kind of got me thinking right now, is I don't know how it works as far as like having the merch locally, because how we do it is we partner up with the print on demand. So they take care of the print on demand and then they connect with Shopify and they send out.
Oh, okay.
So that's how it works. But having you all the merch here at your house, then I don't know how would that work. I would do some more research on that.
For sure.
But another thing too would be Amazon. Amazon's a big one, you know, because all you have to do is send it to their fulfillment. They take care of the shipping, and then once it's sold, they get a percentage out of it. And it's not too big because they take care of the customer service, they take care of the shipping, all that returns, all that shit. So it's like that's a big one too.
So that's what they're doing in the big old warehouses.
Yeah, bro. Amazon and a lot of people have made 6 figures in this shit. They'll go to Marshalls and buy some cheap shit. Yeah. That's on high on demand, like some cleats. They'll find some cleats that are $20, sell it for $60. There you go. You got a $40 profit. You send it to Amazon. They take care of all that shit. Boom. They scale it. They're constantly doing it. Boom, 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 boom. So it's amazing, man. The hustle is really like there is actually ways to make money from your smartphone. There's ways to make money from like hustling.
Hey, that boy, Bandman Kevo, I think he's a rapper. He has a my fans only, but it's him. Like he gives you game on credit, how to get your credit right, fucking how to get points on shit, like just he'll give you a 10-minute phone call. So he'll do shit like that. He's like, fuck it, you know. I think he made $1 million last month off of
that.
Yeah, because he's doing $1 10-minute calls, I think. So all his fans, he's like, I'll talk to you for 10 minutes, but it's so he just does that all day. You know, you just gotta hustle.
I have a friend like that. His name is Ricardo. He started making YouTube videos back in the day.
Cocina Ricky's Cafe.
Ricky's Cafe. That
shout
boy.
out to
Super Ricardo.
Super Ricardo Vlogs.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I've gotten close to him because you know that's one of my I guess inspirations or people I looked up to because when he was making his YouTube channel, bro, those things were hilarious.
Bro, I think him and me were one of the only YouTubers around here at some point.
At that point.
Is he still doing videos?
I think he does like travel.
He does like travel vlogs now.
Yeah.
But not only that, like he made a video on credit cards, bro.
Yeah.
And he shows you how to make the cashback, like the quick cashback. The thing with him though is he spends big. So that cashback racks up pretty quick.
But it's still good to know.
It's still good to know.
Yeah.
But the way where he makes money too is those referrals, bro. He'll tell you, that's the thing. He'll take 20, 15 minutes at his time and tell you, hey, get this credit card. This is what it does. This is how you make money. Use my link. Use his link. He gets
Hustle.
$50.
Yeah.
You get 10 people. That's what, $1,000. So it's like, bro, it's like you say, everybody can make money.
Yeah.
If you start sharing that knowledge and just tell them, hey, use my link. Boom.
Yeah.
You know how much money I made off Cash App by saying, you don't got Cash App? You want to pay me through Cash App? Here, use my link. You get $5. I get $5.
And it's a matter of just figuring it out and then showing people how to do it.
Showing people how to do it.
Exactly. Like if
it's like you were saying, like you told somebody about that secure credit card or whatever. Like same shit. You already did it for free. Why not?
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. It's it's just a lack of knowledge. The more knowledge you get, the more you can make a better decision. Like if you lose your job tomorrow, it's like I know. Like if I don't want to go back to a regular job, I know what I got to do.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at.
You got tools to make it happen.
That's where I'm at. Fortunately, I'm able to work part-time to the point where like I have time to invest in other things like the podcast and seeking other knowledge.
But that comes from you having a vision, you know.
Exactly.
And that's what same with him. Like he has a regular job and he's just hopefully one day we can see the top bins right there on Northwest 23rd or some shit.
Yeah, location. You know? Yeah,
that's the next. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to work on. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like I don't feel illiterate because I'm learning as I go, but I just don't know what it takes, and it's not until now that it's like, okay,
that's life though, man.
You gotta just jump. You jump. I mean,
I've been watching this dude. His name is Charleston White, and then he says, stop blaming yourself for the past, man. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault.
But you just gotta jump into it. I mean, that's how you gotta learn. I mean, like a location, you gotta, do your research, find the right spot that you think is gonna do, and see how much, the overhead, rent, fucking utilities, and like if you're gonna hire employees, all that shit is just a learning process, man.
Oh, yeah.
But it's what makes it fun, man. It makes it like you just get. At least I'm addicted to it.
Like it makes you intrigued to do it.
I'm addicted to the
and
hustle.
I think you just want to. Yeah, exactly. I think at this point I have more fun doing the thing or do the process than making money. Like making money is just part of it now, but me going out and finding the product and laying it out and expecting it, like that's fun for me now. I care less about making money because at this point I started with not my money, or in a sense, yes, my money, but not my money because I didn't really count for that money. So it's like I told my wife the other day, if this just crashes and burns and fails, I'm leaving with what I started. And if anything, I'll probably have more jerseys because of inventory, and I have shirts and hoodies, and I was like, I'm cool.
It was a win-win.
It's a win-win situation,
And I don't think that's going anywhere. I mean, everybody loves sports. Everybody loves to support their team and their favorite player. And
to look good, fresh,
exactly.
Buy a jersey.
So yeah, exactly. So I think it's a good market. And I feel like with that, you can expand in so many ways because you sell it at a discount price that you can sell it locally, and then when you have the website, when you open your store, people can just go in there and experience that.
Because bro, I don't know where to get a jersey. So if I wanted like a fucking Derek Jeter jersey or something, now I know where to go.
Yeah, hit me up. Yeah. And that's the thing. I can get retro jerseys too. Like a lot of people, they love. That's coming back too.
And it's one of those things where sometimes you just don't want to take the fucking time. I'm sure if I look online, I can find it. But if I can just hit you up and be like,
support a local.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people say. They're like, I could go buy it somewhere else, but I don't want to make the drive. I don't want to look. And I like you, so why not? So
it's
I was
like getting
win-win.
like your car detailed too. Like I could do
could
it
do it.
myself, but it's like,
Do I really want to do it? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it all goes to that, but it's fun, man. It's gonna be fun, and I feel like, yeah, as long as you're motivated and you have a drive, I mean, that's what I was telling AV. I was like, bro, I feel like I have this fucking addiction of this work ethic of just constantly grinding, constantly like looking for the next thing, and there's not a day where I like, if I know I ain't got shit, like I have a day off and I know I ain't got shit to do, I'm like, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna lose my mind. I gotta find something.
Yes and no, because you have to take time off too, though.
Yes.
Like there's a certain point where you are just like, I'm so addicted to it, and you don't see yourself being so tired, and so sometimes you do have to take the time. But I think that's what makes you guys successful. Is anything that you guys do, you put the effort. You can genuinely tell that you're having fun doing it. Like your video, the whole weight loss video, that's dope as hell, bro.
Yes.
And you're enjoying it. You're having fun. Your little vacation, even though it was a vacation, you had a blast, dude. Yeah. Like that little Iwana you had, that was sick, bro.
Man, I think with that, and it goes back to that's where I'm at my point where I needed a break. I was like, shit, I need a fucking break. I need a reset. So it's crazy because I did went on vacation, but I was still
the thing is
thinking.
that maybe you were you were doing shit that you didn't want to do at that point. Because I feel like there's nothing wrong with doing that, with working all the time. That's why it's not called work when it's something you love, because it's not work. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a lifestyle. Like Cave said it like episodes back. He was like, bro, I mean, it'll be like 2 a.m. and I'm drawing, but I don't see it as anything wrong because it's my passion. This is what I do. You know, like,
yeah,
fuck it. You know, if that's how you feel, if that's your life, that's what George was saying too. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's ain't a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be 12 and I'll do a haircut. I'll fucking do it. It's just, I don't know.
My thing with this whole like vacation shit, I'm over here like, I need a vacation. So I booked the flight, everything, boom. And then I'm like, but what if I can record this shit? See, so I'm over here
It's
thinking,
in your head,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh, I want to put this movie together. I don't want to put a regular vlog. I want to put a movie. And it happened. But I had so much fun.
Did it make it more joyful to be able to have that memory?
Man,
Okay,
I want to do it again.
There you go. That's not work then.
It's not work, but it's like the hustle of like, I could have had a regular vacation and not worry about recording it, but I was like, I want to do it.
Why?
What?
Why are you thinking like that? Like, I could just have a regular vacation.
Because you probably wanted the time
That's
off,
your lifestyle. That's who you are. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
in a way, yeah. Because it's like, yeah, it was the most fun I had. And I thought, because in my head, I was like, I want to record it because it's going to be epic. It's going to be crazy. But I didn't want to have the stress of thinking these angles, what kind of like mapping out the scenes and, you know, putting the storyline together. Because that was like the most important part for me was putting the story together. Like if this blog makes sense from start to end, like I want it to make sense, but sometimes you get carried away in the moment looking at the scene. And so the fact that I was able to put it together and the story made perfect sense, I was like, damn, this shit was crazy.
I think that's why you enjoyed it, because you didn't do it here. You did it where you wanted to go. So you got away and you did it. So
it was like
I think
killing two birds with one stone.
Because I think it's in us, like just the fact that, you know, I'm at the store and I see something, I'm like, babe, I'm going to go over here. Like,
and you could be on vacation.
Yeah,
and
you could be on vacation.
Like, oh, I could buy that jersey right now.
Because
you know?
she keeps telling me we need to take a vacation. She wants to go to Cali or Florida. And I'm like, I'm thinking in my head, Nike outlet, Adidas outlet, like all these other things.
Y'all didn't watch that video? It was some NBA player and his girl's like he's recording without her knowing, and she's like, "Can you just fucking take a day off?" And he's like, "No, the boys are waiting at the gym already."
That's my girl. Like,
she's like, "What the fuck?"
Man, it's just, I think we're cursed and blessed with it, you know, because it's like,
I mean, the thing is, I feel like if you just surround yourself with other people that are on that same mentality, then it's not a problem.
Right.
Whenever
Like
you're
saying.
around people that are telling you, "Oh, don't go do that video, like just chill." It's like Drake said, like, why would I chill when I'm what the fuck you talking about? You know what I'm saying? But I'm on go right now. I'm not trying to chill. Like,
I'll chill when I like what's his name? They used to say, "You rest when you die."
Yeah.
What's his name? That cat.
Cat Williams?
from the gym.
From the gym. Yeah. I forgot his name.
Hi.
He was hilarious.
You rest when you die. You rest.
Come
Come on.
on. You rest when you die, man. Come on. Like
45-minute workout. 45-minute workout. I don't play around. All right, come on.
Hey, but that's what it feels like when you're on the grind.
Yeah, man.
That's really what it feels like. Like you're doing it and you're like, man, like it just eggs you on. It gives you that energy.
Urgency, I think, is one thing that I lacked as a younger AV. because I was like, I'm young, I'm 22, I'm 23, I have time.
Yeah.
But if I would have just had the urgency then right now I'd be in a far better position.
Same here, because I threw away my early years.
Yeah.
I partied, I was lazy, I did some stupid stuff, but that's what it is. But guess what? You learn from it. You learn from all those mistakes and all those experiences to where you make time so much valuable at this stage in your life.
Yeah.
But same here, like if I was more urgent when I was younger, and just started maybe this when I was younger, I don't know where I would be right now, but it's all part of the process.
Yeah,
and I think people do brainwash you into not going hard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They do. They'll make you feel guilty.
They want to bring you down to their level.
If you're eating healthy and they're eating a fat ass burger, they're gonna look at you and be like, "You fucking square. You're eating a."
You sure you don't want this tasty
like, bro,
burger?
why would you eat broccoli? You know, like,
Yeah. It's
you're making me feel bad for trying to be good. What the fuck?
Trying to live a little bit longer and shit, you know, but that trip really made me realize a lot of shit, man. It really opened my eyes to a world that's full of beautiful things, man. The culture, man. Being down there, we went to that little market shop, and it was like we were in the heart of Mexico, man. Like I saw the people just roaming around, and we were just shopping, and we got some local tacos that were fucking bomb. And just talking to the people there was like, damn. I was like, I told my homie, I was like, bro, this shit feels crazy. Like this.
All right, so I'm gonna flip it on you again.
What's up?
You basically have like a superpower because you were able to experience the trip as a normal person and just eat some tacos and, you know, talk to the person. And you were able to fly your drone and see views that other people didn't get to see on that trip because they didn't have a fucking drone, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, yeah, bro, don't feel bad for you fucking working.
I think that's the cool thing too, is you can look back and you're like, I did this, or I took the time to experience this. Like, that's dope, you know?
Yeah, 6 months, a year, 10 years from now, I look at that, I'm going to be like, whoa, we really did this shit. And it was just in a matter of a couple of days, 3 days, you know, we were able to explore a lot of stuff. And that was my mentality. I'm like, we're going to explore this beautiful place. And that's what we did, man. It was a jam-packed vlog. If you guys want to check it out, it's Darwin TV with 2 V's at the end. You know what I'm saying? One word, Darwin TV V, you know? So, yeah.
Top bins, man. What is
wait, let me, before I interrupt, well, I'm going to interrupt anyways. But anyways, going back to the topic of the weight loss, that's going pretty good for you, right?
Yeah, it's going cool. I feel way better.
Yeah.
My skin is kind of glowing, if y'all can see.
So now going back to you, brother.
Yeah.
You post on Facebook, which I think was amazing, bro, because it takes a lot to post that. You know, like you were
vulnerable.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So you were wanting to challenge yourself. Now, be completely honest.
Yeah.
How is that going?
It's been tough, and I say that because like when I got here, I told you, you know, what's my wife? Well, she's sick. So we're towards the end. We're expecting our second child together, and it's just been a tough road with her pregnancy. In and out of the ER, high risk pregnancy. It's been tough. So I'm kind of waiting for that. But also, I got sick at the beginning, so you know, I didn't know if I had COVID, I had the flu, what it was. It just kind of put me on my ass. So it was like, man, I can't. You know, I would try to go out there and go run. I'll be out of breath. I was like, I can't do this, you know, I got to go back. So I've started, but then kind of put it on hold just because of that. But I know that I can do it because I've done it in the past. And I think this time around, I just said, you know, if I post it, then I'm doing this for me, not for anybody else to see it, but I'm doing this to hold myself accountable. There's been so many times where I've lost the weight, but I gain it back. I lost the weight, gain it back. I've done that like 4 times. But then it's also too just because I struggle with weight. So it's finding something that works for me. But I did it more for me than anybody else. If it's kind of like I said, if I do something and it helps somebody out, then cool, even better. You know, great that you got something out of it. But this was specifically for me, just because I want to get back to being healthy and feeling good and just being the best father, I guess, for my children. Because if I'm out of shape and out of breath,
you want to live longer too.
And I want to live longer,
shit, you know?
Because there's sometimes when my daughter, you know, she's at that age where she's running back and forth. I can't keep up with her, man. Now I'm going to have 2.
Yeah.
If I don't get in shape, I ain't going to be able to keep up with them, you know? So I did it kind of for them and for myself.
Them sports and stuff, you got to be.
You gotta
I think it's one of those things where we brainwash ourselves, like, maybe as a culture, I don't know what the fuck it is, but we're like, oh, it's okay. You know, it's like, but it's not okay. Like, motherfucker, can you touch your toes? Can you, you know, like, it's simple little shit that we, I started realizing I was when I was fucking tying my shoes, I'll be all fucking,
out of breath,
shit.
Or struggle.
When I was a kid, I would never suffer. I'm getting old in this motherfucker.
It's very important now because, like, we had COVID, and that really like enforce like, hey, y'all got to be like healthier because you never know. But in the future, when viruses and other diseases come out, like you got to be strong. You got to be prepared. You got to be healthy. You got to be ready for it because there might be something worse than that shit. You know, knock on wood that doesn't happen.
Right.
But you know, it's just like you got to be like you got to take.
It's kind of like what George was saying, the whole survival of the fittest. It sounds very fucked up, but it's true.
It's true.
You know,
because if you're
saying?
healthy,
Like,
you don't get sick.
Right.
When I was healthy, I never got sick. I never.
Or you
know,
get sick and you'll kick it. Like,
yeah, you
boom.
kick it right away. But looking right now, you know, I'm not in the greatest shape, and this little virus got to me, this nasal virus, and it put me on my ass. So it's like that kind of like was like, whoa, like, hey, when I was healthy, this never happened, you know. So it kind of it's something that you kind of realize, and you're like, okay, if I want to live longer and be healthy, I have to do it.
Yeah, I think it's just taking like little steps, bro. Because
not being stubborn.
Yeah,
just knowing like,
and just being smart.
Yeah,
because society will put odds against you. It's just go to McDonald's. What can you get for $1? A McDouble, a McChicken.
Bro, we're basically putting. I don't know if this is like some biblical stuff, but temptation is like
everywhere.
Look at Adam and Eve. Like the snake was right there talking. Like, just eat it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You know, and they did it. So that's how it is. We're like that all the time.
But
like
everywhere you got.
Like,
ads.
what time do strip clubs open?
I don't know.
2:00.
They're always open,
so
aren't they?
You know what I'm saying? If you get the temptation to just see some bitches, you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna go to the strip club, and it's crazy, bro. You could do that. It's like San Andreas, but in real life.
Yeah.
You know, crazy.
It's all life is based off of decisions. Like the decisions you make is really what's gonna determine like where you want to go. You know, so
you do whatever. You
can do whatever.
You could go work out, or you could go have a burger and go to Kong's and
exactly. So it's like I think it's all about taking baby steps, getting back to it because it got to the point where I stopped working out and I had to talk myself back into it because I used to be a gym rat. We used to be a gym rat, so I was like getting back to the groove, and I'm
it humbles you too, bro.
Oh yeah.
Like I've been at a point where I'm in good shape, and then to be fucking the heaviest I've ever been, it's like you said, I've done it before, but then you get that thought of like, I've never been this heavy before though, and I was younger back then, so I could, you know, like I did have some doubt, like damn, I might fucking, and I was smoking cigarettes, I was recreationally doing drugs and shit, so I was, you know, I did wonder, like, I don't know if I can fucking, thankfully, you know, I've been.
And you do it at a time where it's on time, where you're not facing any medical complications.
Yeah,
so that's a good.
Before, and I went to the doctor like months, like prior to this shit. And they told me that I didn't have cholesterol, but it was not looking too good for my age.
Like if you kept going the same way.
So they were like, you got to lose some weight. You got to stop drinking so much fucking beer, you know. And that was an opening, but I still kept doing it. Like, I kind of opened my eyes, but I still kept. I was like, I'm gonna do it. And then this hit, and I'm like, if I get that shit, I'm out of breath right now. And
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, man. So, like I said, brother, like don't give up. Find.
If you can't run, just walk. Bro.
Yeah, and like, that's what it was. Like I used to run a mile in like 7 minutes, bro. And I tried running a mile like less than a month ago, and it took me like almost 18 minutes. And that's where it was like.
I guess that's where I was saying humbling.
It humbles
you get humbled down. Like, damn, I used to lift this much and now I can't. Like, that means that I've been fucking up. Like,
and it's gotten to the point where we'll go to the store and my back starts hurting. I'm sweating. I'm like, bro, like, if I continue, like, I'm not gonna be able to walk. It's gonna be like, I'm gonna feel like, even though I'm not gonna be there, like, y'all seen that show, My 600-Pound Life or My 300-Pound Life, something like that, where they're just on their bed 24/7 because they're so big.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I don't know how they got here. Well, I mean, we kind of know how you got there, but you don't consciously think of that when you're just sticking a burger in your face every day.
It's an addiction too, man. It's basically like
you go through something. What do? You're gonna eat it out. You're gonna drink it out. Like it builds off of it.
The first thing is like my recommendation.
Water.
A lot of this. A
yes,
lot. So if you have.
That's the first step.
That's the first step. And
that's why Dave was making fun of me because he was like, Mr. I drink a gallon of water and I'm already growing. I'm like, bro, that's the first step. Like, if you can't drink a gallon of water, you can't do anything else.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So that's where I always start. Like, I have a gallon of water. If I drank the night before, I come in with my little gallon because I'm like, that's the basics.
Soda. So if you drink soda too, eliminate that shit.
It's hard though.
I've been there. Sugar like a motherfucker. I saw this report on this guy that
Monsters. My bad. 56 grams of sugar in one Monster.
Yeah.
So I think the human consumption is like 20, 30 milligrams
Yeah.
of sugar. So in one can, you're drinking already like
Almost
twice
twice.
the amount of.
So soda is big, and we used to drink soda a lot, especially when we were in Puerto Rico, because it I don't know, it just went well with the food.
It's a vibe.
Yeah, so it was a vibe. So, you know, we had to cut that, and then coming down here is when we cut it completely. It's like, all right, we can't do the soda, and like, especially knowing the ingredients and the sugars that are in it. There was a guy that drink for breakfast a can of Coke, lunch a can of Coke,
Bro.
and dinner a can of Coke, and like he did that for 10 plus years. One day he just walked going on his way to work and just fell off the ground and died.
Yeah,
because he had like an.
I've known people that religiously have a big gulp cup, and all day, like they finish it and then they'll go refill it, and all day they got their cup of soda.
Yeah, like.
But it's easy. It's just going and doing it. That's what it is. Is you can go and do it.
Instant.
Yeah, the instant access and
Right.
the instant satisfaction. It's easy.
Dopamine. It all goes back to dopamine. That's why like cocaine is so addictive. Because let's say you're feeling shitty, you fucking take a bump, or the dopamine is gonna go straight to your fucking brain.
But you just gotta cut it. It's either like
there's really not gonna be no. That's why people rather like they say if it's a cocaine addict and you put him, if you give him more cocaine, or like the most beautiful woman, they'll take the cocaine. Because that instant rush that's what they go for, the instant gratification. So addiction in general, that's what food, everything, bro. They control us with salt and sugar. I'm not even going to get too deep, but.
No, yeah, for sure. That's definitely a thing. But it's like, I always think about what I'm putting in my body. That's like, I don't say I eat the healthiest all the time, but at least like.
Try.
The big things like sodas and like sugar shit, it's like, I gotta cut that shit.
What's the big no-nos for Darwin? What's the
soda?
Soda.
Yeah, like, and when I do, I'll drink like a Sprite. Like, say I'm having a pizza, like I'll drink a Sprite for that, because that water doesn't go well with pizza. Like, I'm sorry, So when I have my little pizzas and shit, or little burgers, depending on, I'll have like a soda. But like, there's been to the point where like I'll drink a soda, and if it's like a medium cup, once I'm done with the burger, I'll throw away the rest of the soda. That's it.
Just to wash it down.
Yeah,
basically.
just to wash it down. Exactly. That one's a no-go.
Cigarettes, no.
Fuck, bro, I hate cigarettes, bro.
Okay,
It's
so
like
no
I'm so
cigarettes.
anti-cigarette that it's like, like
Is it the smell or
everything, bro.
everything
Like,
about it?
the smell.
Because for me, it's the smell. Like my dad's a big time smoker.
Oh.
But
I used to
can't,
hate it,
man.
but I've been a cigarette smoker, so now I understand.
What got you into it?
Stress, probably. I was in
Stress.
school, and I wanted to stop slowing down on weed, so I started smoking Newports.
So weed ain't too bad. So you went from
But that's just expensive, nigga.
it is,
Fuck you
it is,
talking about?
but so see, you
My bad.
train.
I need to watch the N word and the F word and all that. But yeah, no, it was
You
because
see how it works? Like,
my budget was fucked up and my
so you
anxiety was
sacrificed your
raising.
budget to buy something that's
Yeah.
gonna kill you way faster.
And I was depressed, so I wanted to die. I was like, fuck it. Let's do this shit.
But at that point, do you know though? And
and
that's
I
when
was
it kind
listening
of
to
goes
a lot
down.
of Biggie Smalls. Like, that motherfucker, I was just
Smoking
what I'm
away.
saying? Yeah, fucking smoking cigarettes, bro.
Yeah,
Fucking-
yeah.
But I think a lot of people, when they do that, they don't know what you're doing to your body. Like he broke it down. Like, what did you say? What the Monster had? How much of sugar and stuff?
like 56 something
grams.
yeah, like I didn't know that. Like I know it was bad for you,
Yeah.
but I didn't know like how bad it is.
Basically, one Monster is like double the amount
The
that
dose
we're
that you're supposed to have in a day,
So people
right?
sometimes have 3 Monsters a day.
Yeah. So people aren't educated. It comes down to the whole education. Like if you don't know what you're doing, then you don't know what you're putting in your body.
That's another thing, bro. Reading the back of the, it's as simple as that. Like, people would clown me all the time.
Sometimes though, because sometimes you don't know what you're reading. Like,
Well, yeah, that too. But I mean, what you know what I'm saying. At least,
But
it's
even
better
if
than
you
I
look
know.
it up, like Google it, it'll tell you what it is. Like I didn't know carbs were horrible for you until I
Well,
tried.
Depending on what carbs.
Well, it depends.
there's
Yes,
two-
depends. Because I started doing keto, and that's probably the only diet that's worked for me, like ever. And it's low carbs, like high fats but low
Boy,
carbs.
Let's not get into fitness.
So you got your 2 carbs. You got your simple
Well, the
carbs,
thing
and what was
is-
the other ones?
Okay, so complex and
Simple.
So and it is basically fuck all that complex shit. It's good carbs and bad carbs.
Bad carbs, yeah, that's what it
So
is.
a bad carb, a honey bun, like that yeah, it's a carb, but it's better to eat a
Sweet potato,
or even rice. Rice isn't too good, but
Brown rice.
just good carbs, bad carbs. Research that and then eat the good carbs. That's gonna make you go harder in the gym and just
make you feel better. It does make you feel better.
It makes you feel better, fuller.
So rice isn't too good either.
No, white rice is not. That's why I think people say brown rice.
Brown rice is better.
But I mean, it depends on your body too. Like fitness is like you said, like the business is the experiment. So
yeah, it is.
You might eat brown rice for a week and then you're like, oh no, I'm not. It doesn't make me feel good. Like
it depends on what works for you. Because what works for me, it's probably not going to work for you, and it's not going to work for you.
And it depends. Try different shit until.
Because if we go to the gym, what are you going to try to do? I'm trying to lose weight and muscle up. What are you trying to do? So it depends on what your end goal is too, to know exactly what way to.
I would say the simplest way that one can break down if they want to lose weight is you got to be in a caloric deficit. So that's the simplest way you can lose weight. That means that you got to eat less and work out more.
Burn more calories.
So as long as you're doing that, like fuck all that other scientific, just
you got to be smart about it though,
and work out a little more and then you'll see some results.
I think that's where you could start is like more of like
that's like the basic.
Exactly. More water. See what you got in your fridge and try to eat healthier.
Or if not healthier, less.
Just less herb.
Like if you're eating at 7.
What's it called in lesser
portions?
Portions.
Yeah.
Because you can eat, 6 times a day? Just eat smaller portions. That's all you can do.
And another big one that I was fucking up on is I was eating late. I was sitting there watching podcasts, eating... Fucking, I'm gonna go make me a little sandwich.
And then you go lay down and
you're not doing anything.
You're not even getting good sleep because your body's digesting all that shit. So that's why you wake up all groggy and like,
Yeah. So a lot of shit like the fitness and like nutrition side of things it's very interesting the way all that shit works. But it goes back
and it's so small too that it's one of those things that you said like we're ignorant to it. So we're almost like unaware. So we're like so focused on work or whatever we're doing that we're like, fuck it. I'm just going to eat at one time a day. Like my dad does that all the time. I don't know why I can't lose weight. I only eat once.
That's why. But it's hard because I did that when I was 18, 19. I lost a lot of weight, but I did it unhealthy. I didn't eat. And I would kill myself at the gym. I would go to early one, run 3 miles, go to the gym for like an hour and a half, and not eat. So I was looking good, but bro, I'm dragging.
But
and
I feel
like
too
crap.
that if you're in the gym, you're gonna know. You're gonna know if you're eating too like small portions because you're not gonna be able to lift as much. You're gonna get tired. You're gonna feel it. So that means okay. I had a shitty workout. I couldn't. That means I gotta eat better. To
be more fueled. Because that was me. Like I would go and I'm dragging. I'm like I can't do this.
Well, you gotta pay attention to those things. Like when I was feeling shitty, what did I eat that day? And then like at what time did I wake up? All that shit. Because
what works for me as far as going in like a morning workout is like a carb. Banana is a good source of energy, and then I would eat that with a oatmeal bar. So that's carbs perfect. Right there.
You get your little breakfast in.
Yeah, that's before the workout. So I'll go in there and that would give me enough energy to go through the workout. So when I get off, then that's when I'm done with my workout, that's when I would have the big breakfast to kind of replenish and shit. So it's just knowing how your body responds to certain things.
You gotta start reading your body. That's
exactly knowing it. It could take a minute for you to understand,
I had to walk for like a month.
But look at you now. Like, can you run now?
Yeah. See? I lost like 15, but I mean, I still got a ways to go. Right now, I'm like good. I could go twice a day. Yeah, but I'm already 3 months in.
You're in a good spot.
And I'm pushing myself. I'm not bullshitting. I've been there fucking.
We had that.
Getting it, yeah.
We had a back workout, man. That shit was one of my toughest workouts. Like, I'm telling you, the next day I was sore, but it was like we pushed the limits to what we can do, you know what I'm saying? So that was pretty cool. You got to a certain degree, watch out on it because your body can only
take so much.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think like,
but recovering
it goes back to like, we've been lifting for 6 years now. Like, if not every day, like at least twice a week or once a week, Even when I was fat, I would still try to go in there and just
do something. Yeah.
Get a little sweat.
Yeah. So,
what's crazy though? Like all this ties into business too. Because it starts building your mentality like, hey, if I don't know something, let me look it up. Let me know what this means. And same thing with business. You don't know how to do something. What do? You go look it up. You go Google it.
Reach out to somebody.
That's the crazy thing is like it all ties into everything. And that's kind of cool too, because that's where you start meeting people and start learning. And then you could potentially help the next person reach that level. Like it's cool.
That's why that health stuff, and fitness, it's like a industry that's, we worked at Golds for way longer than we probably should have, but it was just because it was fun seeing. Like if you came in and I sold you a membership and then you got training and then you actually went through with the training and
we
lost
saw the
weight,
progress. I was like,
we'd be like, whoa, this dude came in fucking, that's crazy. So it's, yeah, man, like you said, you got to just look it up or reach out to somebody.
Yeah, and there was a report that says that this virus is attacking people that are overweight just because it's, first is a respiratory, thing that it causes complications for people to breathe. So if you're overweight, what happens is the fat that you have pushes the lungs and your lungs are not able to expand. And then that's when people end up in ventilating machines and shit like that. So that's something to consider, We don't
want to get dark, but I mean.
No, for sure. But it's like.
It's real shit.
You might not know it. Yeah. And you're like, oh shit, well, I got to do something about it. So hopefully this triggers something.
For somebody,
because
they triggered for me too.
Out of all the negatives, that's the positives I think that's coming out is like that if you're weak, you never know because toughen up.
So like you never know, like that could change somebody's life. Like like damn, I listened to the podcast and learned something from it. Like oh shit, well I got to change this shit, and them getting in shape. Yeah. Really brought them back to life. You know what I'm saying? So you never know. I mean,
but it does, man. Like if you've ever gone through that where you kind of like are in that dark stage where you just feel drowsy and fat or out of shape, that transition into getting to weight changes. It does change your life.
Confidence.
It boosts your confidence. It makes you feel better. Yeah. It just makes you go about life a whole different way. And it's true.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand that until they go through that process.
This sounds corny as fuck, man, but it's our temple. You know what I'm saying? Like
it is.
And then another corny shit is like, if you can't take care of yourself, how the fuck are you gonna go take care of other people? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's how I'm looking at it. Like, bro, you can't even touch your toes, bro. What do you mean you want to change the world? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, for real. So it's crazy because sometimes it's like little shit, like waking up and doing your bed, like.
But if you get consistent with it, like
it becomes a habit.
It becomes a habit.
Detail.
Yeah.
Because I never thought about it growing up. I'm like, why the fuck would I do my bed? I'm gonna go back to sleep in like a couple hours.
What's the first thing you do when you wake up? First thing.
So I'll brush my teeth, obviously, and then I'll put up.
So that's it. Brush your teeth. What's your first?
I go pee. and that's what it is. It becomes a habit.
Yeah.
It just becomes a habit. Like first thing I do, I wake up.
I forgot where I heard that question, but I was like, what's the first? Usually I go fucking take a dump. So I'm like, I make my bed. So as soon as I open my eyes, do my bed.
Well, I do it after I brush my teeth. Like after I pee, take my shit.
No, I've been making it a habit that's the first thing. That way I don't go back to bed. I'm like, it's already made. It's already on some military shit.
That's what it is. Like small changes.
Exactly. That's what it is. Because I never thought of it. Like, why make my bed? Like, why?
It takes 3 minutes, bro. You just gotta go boop, boop, and then fix the sides, put the pillows, and then you feel.
But that's when you know
that's the first accomplishment of the day.
It's done.
When you do your bed,
taking W's, motherfucker.
But that's the thing. If you start off in the right foot, your day goes great. Yeah. No, if you don't make that bed,
so let's say like this: you wake up, do your bed, and then get down and do 10 burpees. That's already. You already started the day better than most motherfuckers.
Because if you didn't do that yesterday too, you're already doing better than what you did yesterday.
That's when you know. When I make my bed and I do it constantly, I'm like, I'm on some other shit. Like I feel like I'm on some like billionaire mentality, some fucking Warren Buffett. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but we gotta do the 30-day challenge. Wake up, do your bed, and do 20 burpees.
For real, man.
Hey, and speaking of that too, I'm in the process. I'm doing a 30-day social media cleanse.
Bro, I need to do that.
Bro, I'm telling you, look, this is the way I'm doing it. I deleted Facebook. I deleted the Messenger on Facebook. I deleted Twitter, Snapchat.
Okay.
I kept the business for the Half Court podcast and TikTok for the Half Court podcast. That's all I've been doing. So that's been able to give me time to focus on strategizing on content. That's why you've been seeing more clips, more Instagram reels and stuff like that, because I've been taking that time that I used to say, I'm going to post this for business, but then I end up getting distracted.
You start scrolling and clicking.
So I'm like, all right, I need to, clean off of it. So that really taught me, and it's so peaceful that my phone isn't buzzing all the time. Snapchat notifications, Facebook notifications. It's peaceful because I get to invest that time to learn other shit.
Yeah.
To focus on myself.
I tried, but it's hard for me because a lot of people hit me up on my personal page to buy. So that's and I know I probably just need to redirect them
exactly.
into
I'm
the other
gonna
page.
do a 30-day cleanse. I didn't tell anybody I'm gonna do it. Whoever has to reach out, fuck it. You know, it is what it is. But you can reach out and say, hey, I'm gonna do a 30-day cleanse. You can find me on this page if you want to reach out. You know what I'm saying? Because you need it, bro. Like
it's hard, man.
Yeah, like
because I'm working, I'm on the phone, and I'm over here scrolling, bro.
Yeah,
and I'm
exactly.
like, dude, like, what am I doing,
bro? When you do it, you're gonna be like, all right, this time I used to spend because you like.
Hours and
hours,
hours and
right?
hours.
So what are you going to spend that time? And that's what I had to figure out. So I'm like, damn, this shit's actually nice. So when it's time for me to re-download these apps, like I'm just like challenging myself to like, all right, you got these app back, but you got to still be in that mentality that you were like learning and not scrolling. So yeah, when you do it, bro, just do it. Don't even think about like it's hard. Just do it.
Just do it. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just like everything else.
And you're going to have more time to invest in the business. Like, what can you do to...
Not even that, my family, because it's gotten bad because my wife will tell me, can you not be on the phone while we're eating? Can you not be on the phone when it is? And it's like, damn, if she has to tell me, then I know it's bad. But yeah, I'd probably be a lot further in the business if I wasn't scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on Facebook. Because at the end of the day, I mean...
On TikTok, if you have TikTok, bro, build your... It's still... You can still fall in that trap, but build your algorithm. Okay. What I mean by that is like build what you want to see. So if you go to my TikTok, you see how to make money doing dropship, how to increase your view time on this, how to do Instagram hacks, all that shit.
I do that on YouTube. And now when I go on YouTube, like all I'm seeing is how to.
Like, if you see if you see an ass, a little thotty, scroll quick. Because as soon as you put three seconds into it, all right, TikTok's gonna be like, oh, this motherfucker loves these asses. So let me feed him more of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, learning that.
No wonder I see nothing but fucking weed nugs and shit on my timeline.
Still be like
exactly. Look, it's funny because like as I'm
damn, bro, look at all those crystals.
It's funny because as I'm scrolling through like the timeline of the Half Court podcast, when I reach the point where it's like, oh, you're all caught up, then you scroll down and you find like stuff that you might like, and I see cuts. I'm like, AV has been too long in that motherfucker.
Bro, sometimes I'll scroll and then I see somebody doing a haircut, so I'm like, damn, I haven't done that technique yet. So I'm like, I'll watch the whole
so I look,
thing.
And I already know it's AV. And it's
but how crazy it is that these apps, like, they learn your habits so quick, man.
The other day I woke up at like 3 a.m. for some reason, just fucking.
You got on your phone? You got on your phone?
Yeah, so I went outside, smoked a little piece, and then I got on Instagram, and then I saw this page that said something about numeric. It's like they read your birth. You put your birthday and then your name, and then it's supposed to tell you like things about you because of the whole.
Oh, like astronomical and everything.
Shit.
I guess some numeric shit, but oh man, that dude knew everything, bro.
About
everything, bro. He just dead on. I was like, what the fuck? So I'm like, do they have a database where they know what I fucking search? Because it was on point, bro.
Man.
Look at Facebook. Like, you'll be on a website 2 days or even that same day, and then you go on Facebook, and then there's an ad for what you were looking at. So it reads your phone of everything.
I think what's really dangerous about Facebook that I've been reading on lately is Facebook is collecting too much data, and they're selling it.
If you haven't seen
but that's our fault because
you signed to the agreement.
You signed to the agreement, and people don't read it.
But this is the thing, though. Like, they'll come out with new agreements. There's a new one that's running around on the WhatsApp. I
haven't read none of those motherfuckers.
There's a new one on the WhatsApp. Right? Okay. You have WhatsApp?
Yeah, I do.
I have WhatsApp. So they take your information and they're passing it on to Facebook. So you have to agree. So when they did that update, you have to agree.
You have to agree to
it.
If
you don't agree to it, then you get off the fucking app. So they're getting that information and selling it to other people, other advertisers.
That's how they make money, and that's how they.
That's why I kind of appreciate the old school times.
Yeah, because it was so much easier.
Like the whole having CDs in your trunk shit. Like, it sounds old and lame as fuck, but man, that's kind of cool. Like, I don't even have to have a fucking Facebook, or I can just go post up outside.
It's even like
flea market.
Boop, 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 boop. Like, shit, do I want to get back on Facebook? I don't know, and it's like, reality is like it's good to promote this shit, but a lot of people are just there to lurk.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what-
100%. Some
I
people.
so much
I don't
friend
know. I think
requests.
there's a whole bunch of rich motherfuckers that probably don't even have no social media.
No. Elon Musk tweeted that shit too, and I'm
So why
the richest man on earth tweeted that shit, man. What you talking about? It's crazy that I did predict that too. I did predict Elon Musk was going to be the richest man on earth.
Look at him now.
He was going to pass Jeff Bezos, and when I said that, he wasn't even in the top 20. So, you're welcome. But no,
It's all done. Give him a couple mil.
Tesla's going crazy, man. Tesla's going crazy. The whole, the movement that he got, and it's crazy because he faced a point of almost bankruptcy.
Yeah.
His story is amazing.
It's
man.
crazy.
He's way above this time. I feel like he's an alien sometimes.
He's ahead. He's way ahead.
Way ahead, man. It's crazy. Like he's running three companies.
And he doesn't even own all of them. He has like stakes into it. Like
top
40%.
5 entrepreneurs.
Gary Vee has to be up there.
Okay,
The
so-
Rock.
The Rock.
The Rock is killing the game, man. With Under Armour, that dude's killing
Yeah.
it. LeBron James with Nike.
Okay.
They're
Oh, who you were
partnering
calling-
with brands. So I would say
No, well, you can have your own time.
Right,
I'm asking.
yeah.
So you're talking about
He
like,
can have his 5, you can have your 5.
so you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
like entrepreneurs that did their own thing.
Scratch.
Entrepreneur. It
From
doesn't
what-
matter.
yeah,
It doesn't matter.
It can
Just
be any.
entrepreneur.
Yeah. I was
I
just
think The
thinking
Rock
about-
still's up there because he built his brand.
Yeah.
As a wrestler, and then as an actor. So I'm putting him up there. Mark Wahlberg, I'm putting him up there. Elon Musk has to be up there. Yeah, Jeff Bezos. I mean, you could probably build a top 5 of so many. I think it's hard.
it's hard.
What's your
It's
top
hard.
5?
My top 5. I have
Darwin number 1.
Gary Vee is one. No, Gary Vee is one. I have Elon Musk. I have Joe Rogan. I feel like he's pretty. He's a shit. He's
Okay.
one of the. So I have those 3, and then I have. You can say LeBron. Just because
I think
what he's been able to build, the
Hey,
schools.
I hate LeBron as a player, but what he's been able to do outside is just, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like he built a school, he's giving scholarships. Like it's just crazy how big his figure outside of sports is. Like I hate him as a basketball player, but
There's a
outside,
lot. Like even I would say like Bill Gates too, but even though he has like a bad rep, a lot of people think he's the devil and shit. But based on the research I've done and the documentaries I've seen on him has been pretty cool.
who are your top 5?
Mark Cuban would probably be
Mark Cuban.
Oh, Mark
see?
Cuban, yeah.
One.
See,
He should run for president.
And I would say Dame Dash.
Oh,
Dame Dash. Who else?
talk to him about that.
Freeway Rick Ross, probably, even though he's like, he might not have his stupid net worth. His story, he was in jail and then
He made it.
Fought out of himself, read books to get out of jail. And now he has a weed company and all that type of shit. My dad.
Hey,
You
man.
know,
Yeah.
I seen him go from $5 in his pocket to shop and fucking.
You know who's like that too? Shaq.
Shaq.
Look at this. This dude owns Papa John's.
And
He's
then,
on all these commercials.
So you had
The thing with Shaq was that he helped a lot of broke motherfuckers like me have decent shoes too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Bro,
Shout out to Shaq.
my when I was in 6th grade, my graduation, I had some Shaqs because
Yeah, me
I
too.
couldn't afford. Like I had the cap and gown and shit, and everybody had nice shoes, and I had Shaqs, bro.
Fuck it.
Like,
I kept my there were Shaqs, but I kept them clean.
Yeah, exactly. So like,
Their shoes, man.
I appreciate Shaq for that, man, because man, them Payless and Walmart, stocks were going crazy.
I would say Burner too. Burner's a fucking genius.
Burner.
He does weed.
Yeah.
The cookies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, that-
Burner, Wiz Khalifa, that would be some up there.
It's cool.
I love the way Wiz Khalifa. Oh, Rob Dyrdek. I can't forget Rob Dyrdek.
Oh, Rob Dyrdek, that man.
Rob Dyrdek is up there, probably 1 for me, bro.
Man.
Because, come on, man.
Fantasy
on, man.
Factory, Big Black, and then
He put on all his homies in one building. That's really my dream, bro. Having a fantasy factory like
Bro,
that.
that's-
like Top Bins is down there. Fucking Half Core Podcast is up
Everybody.
there. Yeah, it's just.
Callus, G Fits, everybody, bro. That'd be
everybody
cool,
wants-
bro.
Yeah.
You know what would be cool for you guys? Like because what episode are you guys in? Like 50 something?
This one is 59.
Like if y'all get to 100, bring some like 5, 6, 7 guests back and put them just on the line. Let's all have a
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
Like imagine having scissor hands,
about that.
Yeah, Scissorhands. You have
George
Champa. You have Orslada. You
That
have
would be tight. That's
have David.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
that'd be
Eventually, bro.
that could either go great or
it could
be
go
a shit
both
show.
ways. But hey, those views on that, man.
Yo, we eventually want to get to the point where we can just our creativity is just out of this, out of this world. Like
once we're done with this podcast, we can just walk outside and do some other shit. But it'll come in.
Exactly.
That's where you guys are going, because every episode, man, I'm excited for the guests. Like I know everyone to a certain extent, but when I come here, I'll learn so. Or when I tune in, I learn so much. Like the EQ boys. Yeah. I didn't know Jose was a cop, and when like I was gonna pause it.
It took a wild turn.
Yeah, like I was gonna pause it, and I was like, I'll pick up later, and I continue to listen. I'm like, wait, what? This dude's a cop. I was like, all right, let's keep listening. So I like parked my car in the driveway, and I'm there just listening for 30 minutes, and I'm like, what?
That was crazy. Shout out to you for that, bro. Because
I just be trying to ask some shit.
Yeah, because he said, he mentioned his job and shit. We didn't want to jump into that because we wanted the main focus to be gaming, and then later down the line, you brought it up, so that was a good discovery. And it was interesting.
That's sometimes what it is, though. Like, you just got to ask those questions, and then they lead into bigger topics. Because I'll tune into their live, because I like the way they go about things. And you see him, and you can never think that he's a cop. Like, he's just chill. Exactly. He wears glasses.
Looks a little nerdy and shit.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, he's a cool guy. And then I'm like,
can't judge the book by its cover.
You can't.
Exactly.
But it's cool, man, because you ask questions, you get down to the nitty gritty, and I think it helps everybody. Yeah. Like, I've gotten so much out of this podcast, like when you guys first brought Dave, the second time, Del Tapes, and everybody, like they speak to you. Sometimes you need to hear that to kind of rebalance yourself to get back on track.
That it's people that is for reals, that they're still working, they're still out there making it happen. It's not genuine, motherfucker that's already made it and is gonna come on here and lie about what he's doing. Everybody we have is telling you the real game, the real nitty gritty, you know. And I think
you guys like do such a good job at picking your guests, because you know who's gonna come in here, who's gonna come, like you said, being honest and 100%, and it has no problem sharing. So a lot of times I've seen where people come in, they're like, I don't want to talk about that, or I don't want to share that. And everybody that comes here is like, nah, let's talk about it, let's share it. Like, everybody's gonna get something out of it.
Sometimes, like, we've had times when we'll ask something, and then the guest is like, I don't want to talk about that. All right, fuck it, let's keep moving on.
Yeah, like, okay, whatever, let's move on to the next.
But so it's I feel like it's just one of those things where we don't want to be the podcast where it's like you're gonna come up here and we're gonna
you don't know what to
like
expect.
We're gonna try to trick you into saying some shit that we're gonna later clickbait and fuck all that.
Right. And I think it's cool. I think you guys' personality just meshes well, because for the longest time he was like, damn it, AV, stop interrupting, man.
But it became a part of the podcast.
It became part of the podcast, and it's cool, man. It's cool getting those your two minds coming together and as one. Like, it's dope, man. Like, I look up to you guys like crazy. That's what I'm saying. Like, when you guys said, or I don't know who it was that was like, hey, January, let's get it done. I was like,
it was me. Yeah.
I was like, bro, that's it. Like, I'm reaching my goal. Let's get it. Like, for me, this is a great way to start 2021, because I'll tell you guys now, like, I have an alternative logo that I'm about to release, like, the shop that's in the works, like, so many different things. And for me, it's like, to start it off in this, like, this is dope, man. Amazing to me.
I feel like this is a great place to, as Yadira would say, speak it into existence.
Oh,
so when you're here, you can say, well, poo, 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 and then months later, like, we got to have Eddie in here. Eddie came in here and talked some shit, and he's backing it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's awesome to have people over here and say, I'm gonna do this and that, and then down the line you see it happen. It's like,
but you guys generally too, you guys support the movement that everybody else. So like everybody has, like me included, support your movement. You guys support the movement as well, and I think that's what it is, because growing up, a lot of in the Hispanic community, you couldn't do that without somebody hating, without somebody talking smack. And I think now people like us are trying to change that dynamic, because like I told you, I've met so many people, you guys, Callus, I'm gonna call him Pollo, but Attorney Hernandez, Leo, Alchemy. I don't know if you guys know Alchemy, Angels Detailing. Yeah. Like, I've met so many people that it's crazy how many people locally are doing their own thing.
Think kind of the same though.
Think the same. Yeah, they're doing it in big scale too, but we all have that mentality that you're doing something, let me go support you. Let me go help you. Like, I made a post too that I said, you know what? I'm not big in it, and I don't feel like I'm big in any way, shape, or form, but I know I'm local, and if I can support you local, let me do so. Let me buy a shirt. Let me buy a hoodie. Whatever you got, let me support you. That's why I had to do
it, bro, because it's like, he was going to pull up and give us these. I'm like, hell no, man. Like, that's the first thought that came in mind. I was like, nah, I got to support back, because it's like.
Whenever y'all get a chance, there's a Money Man song called Me Too. just listen to it. It's basically what it's saying. It's just like everybody's trying to just come up and live happy. Like that's it. So if we can all help each other, fuck it.
That's
yeah, because I think when you understand that there's so much out here for everybody, is when you stop caring. Like, I'm gonna share with as many people as I can. Like,
there's enough for everybody to eat. That's the mentality you have to go into things.
And we live in Oklahoma where people aren't really doing much, or maybe at this point now they kind of are because of COVID. But pre-COVID, not many people were really doing anything. I think COVID kind of.
I think people were doing things. It's just like maybe they just didn't have. Like, I think we're figuring out
how to put it out there.
How to put it together.
And that could be too.
Because, I mean, like, for example, you were working on your business without you knowing. So, eventually, I don't know. It's just weird. Like, yesterday we were talking to Chop from Season, and that's what he said. He's like, I used to rap. I used to do this. And somehow this clothing, I didn't even think about it. And this is the thing that's made
the most.
It's like...
This is what hit. And that's with an entrepreneur, you're going to have 10 ideas and 9 might fail. But if one hits...
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, when I did the podcast, I was doing the sports thing, and then I invited AV for a guest to kind of talk about his like experience and what he's been able to do. And he's like looking at the shit. And he's like, "Bro, we can take this shit to the next scale."
So that's how it started.
Like, you're right.
See, he invited me as a guest, and I was like, "Bro, we could just use your cameras, my cameras, and then
make one big thing."
Hacer un desvergue.
Yeah,
but look at that, like just a conversation.
Exactly.
Put something into effect, like, and look at you guys now. Because how long ago was that?
A year
and a half.
Look how far you guys have came in a year. Like, it's crazy. Like, you don't see this every day. Like, kind of like how my stuff happened. Like, you guys' thing, you don't see this every day. You don't just get with somebody and your mind's click and you're like, hey, let's make something happen. And then it
that's
grows.
The thing that I think it's doable, you know.
But it is.
Hopefully, the movements like this, like, you know.
It's an inspirational. It really is.
People like Pollo that were able to go from Pollo to Attorney
Hernandez.
You know, like. Come on, man.
Yeah,
and I will say shout out to him because I've been able to be so successful because of him. Because he has helped me tremendously. I did the first pop-up shop with him, and that helped me just gain so much follower and following. And he like shouted me out, and you know that he's been a great help. So kind of like him too. Like he doesn't care. He's willing to help you and get yours too. So that's cool. Shout out to him for sure.
It's a thing of beauty, man, to watch the progression of
and just ownership of minorities is, again, I don't want to divide and all that shit, but it does feel good that our people are finally waking up and like knowing that we gotta have fucking
it's a long time coming,
investments, man. And we gotta have passive income and all this stuff that's general information that we just didn't take the time to read a book or you know.
We're talented, man, or people are talented. It's just a lot of people don't believe in themselves, or they don't want to take. Or
we're stubborn. We're stubborn than a motherfucker, thinking like, "Oh, I'm gonna prove y'all that my way is my way," and and then we miss out on blessings because we're fucking being stubborn.
So, 5 years from now, where do you see Top Bins?
Shop for sure,
and not just Top Bins, yourself too.
Yeah,
myself, I'm at a point in my life where I'm okay right now, but I always have told myself I don't want to stop learning, and that's anywhere, you know, in every aspect, just every aspect. I don't think you can narrow it down. I just want to grow. I want to be, you know, have kids. I want to be the best father I can to them because I want to pass the knowledge on to them. Maybe not the business, but the knowledge. I want them to be independent and great and have their own things. Top Bins, I want to have shops. I don't think I want to have one shop. I think shops is where I want to be. I don't know where, like I said, I don't know where I want to do it because I want to incorporate shoes and vintage clothing, and I want to have a YouTube channel, and like I want to do a lot of things, but I don't know if I have it in me to be able to stretch myself to do all these different things, you know?
Like octopus.
Yeah, because it's a lot. Like, you know, right now I'm doing sports jerseys, but if I want to do like a gaming channel, then I want to do a YouTube channel, and that's something kind of different, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. But I think it's just building the brand first, because we're at that point too where it's like we want to expand even more, but it's like it's only 2 of us, you know?
Right.
And it's like we got to build the capital first.
One good way to always know what you can do is like, what can I be consistent with?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that will answer a lot of questions, because it's like, okay, I want to do this, but I I don't think I'm gonna be able to be consistent with that.
Because me, it's like, I know this. I'm consistent with this. I'm good at it. I figured it out. This is where it's at. Yeah. I just have other projects that I want to take. But it's also too, you guys, it's two of you guys. Now it's kind of just, in me, it's kind of just me now. My wife will kind of helps me here and there, and she can't because she's pregnant. She has other responsibilities. So it's me 100% full time. And, it started off with me and my brother. We just kind of had different ideas and we just went our separate ways. So, my vision of this is completely different from his, and that's okay. He has other things he wants to do. So now it's strictly just me with a little bit of help here and there. So just, I guess, being smart of who I bring in and making sure that they have the same vision or the same work ethic and get it to where I want it to be is going to be something that I need to get to that next step. Because if I open up a shop, I want to partner up with somebody. I don't think I can do it myself. I want to partner up with somebody and help them as they're going to help me. But 5 years down the road, I want to have shops strictly for that. But then I also want to have these other small projects just because I want to do it. I don't want to be 60, 70 years old and be like, man, I should have done that. I just never did. Because I have those regrets now. Like, I wish in high school I would have played what's it called? Basketball. Like, I love basketball now.
It's what they say. It's like risk is better than regret.
Yeah, 100%.
Taking the risk is better than regretting
because you at least tried it. You at least tried it. And if it didn't work out, you yourself know that you did it in the best possible way that you could. Now I would die to go back and play some basketball, but I didn't want to because I was scared. I just didn't want to do it. But now it's like, I don't want to be that person 20, 30 years down the road. I want to do everything that I can get my hands on because I want to learn a lot of different things the best way that I can. So, I don't want to be an expert, but I want to know. So if somebody asks me, oh yeah, I know how to, or I can get you to the right people that know how to do it. So it's a lot of different things. Obviously grow this to its potential or to where I know I can take it, but start off these little different projects. And I want to do partnerships with everybody. Yeah. Like collaborations, I think are amazing. I think they're great. So I think as many collaborations that I can within the next 5 years will be great. I don't care what kind of collaboration. Let's just work together and make something happen.
Yeah. Hell yeah. This final question, and we'll go ahead and wrap this up because I think we've covered a lot. And this is what we ask everybody, and you probably already know. If you had to go back 5 years from now and tell yourself something, what would it be? Stop being stupid, man, and do it. Because I've always had ideas to I guess make money or make it happen, but I've never had it in me to, like we said, take that risk or take that opportunity to do it. So if I would go 5 years, is just do it, man. Like, don't be scared of failure. Just do it. A lot of people, I think that's what stops a lot of us is we don't just go and do it, like without thinking about it, just what it could be. We're just stubborn, like you say, of, oh man, I'm gonna fail, or man, it might not work. Just do it.
Yeah, we convince ourselves of why not to do it.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of reasons why to do it.
Yeah, like just do it. If I could go back 5 years, man, I would be in a way different spot. Like I'm about a semester away from getting my bachelor's degree. I would have had it done 5 years ago if I would have just done it. But the fact that I was just scared, I don't want to do it, blah blah blah. I'm not where I want to be, but I am where I'm supposed to be. So. Yeah.
And it's so weird too, man, because like that's it's so simple, but I understand it because sometimes it's like anxiety comes with different things, man. And like damn, like I have a friend and they want to go to the gym, and it's like I don't want to go by myself. I get some sort of anxiety going on, and I'm like, I feel that because I went to Crunch the other day with Darwin, and it was out of my element, like it was. And there for a minute, I was kind of like, damn, there's a bunch of fit motherfuckers here. Like, I was almost questioning myself.
That self-doubt.
And it's weird, bro, how anxiety comes from. So it might be simple, just do it, but maybe deal with the anxiety, figure out why you're not doing it. Because that might be a thing. Like
when you're being put out of your element, that's when you start questioning yourself. Like, what am I doing here? I don't belong here, Like
and maybe sometimes we got to work on ourselves before actually like diving into the whatever. And then that makes that activity even better. So,
yeah. Jesus. But yeah, good ass information. Brother, I appreciate you for coming out, man.
Top bins, ladies and gentlemen.
Top bins, ladies and gentlemen. You already know. Where can they find you on the gram and Facebook?
So right now we're just on the gram and Facebook and Twitter. Twitter, I don't know, man. Twitter's a weird app. Like I keep posting and following, but I get these fake pages that follow back, man. So I don't know, man.
It's weird. Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, where can they find you?
Yeah, man. I don't know if you can see it, but at Top Bin Sales OKC, that's where my Instagram and my Facebook and my Twitter is at. That's where you can find me. I think my biggest following is probably going to be on Instagram, but they're linked Facebook and Facebook and Instagram. So you can find me on either one for sure.
Yes, and we'll leave all the information in the description.
Any type of jersey, basically.
Any retro. If you even need shorts, I can get shorts.
Anything,
hoodies, jackets, warm ups, jerseys, anything.
Yep.
Whatever you
so
need.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Top Bins. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.